Now, what I was trying to tell the guys about this shit is this. When it comes down to dealing with your masculine and feminine energy, you really understand on a occult level that you are able to attract and you're able to be magnetic. Now, when you're being magnetic, what happens is that you can attract a woman through your ability to use your own feminine. Like she said, a woman can see that and pick up on it. So if you are aware of this, then you can consciously use it as well. If you can already know what type of energy she's working with, or you feel her energy, like you said, you can feel their energy. You're gonna know how to work with it. Ooh, she likes this type of energy. All right, well, I'm gonna mix that with a little bit of this masculine shit, and she gonna be like, damn. That's what makes something sexy. Because guess what? Men can be sexy in a masculine way, and we can be sexy in a feminine way. And when you understand those dynamics, then you are able to start to play with your masculine and feminine energy. Being sexy in a feminine way to a woman, based on what her masculine energy is projecting onto you, it could be something simple as, what's up, baby? Or, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Or it can be, you can be this guy who's very comedic. Mm-hmm. A woman may be so, in so many words, she may be very dry and brittle, and she needs the opposite to break her out of it. So she likes somebody who's not too hard in his feelings, because she already got that. She wants somebody who's going to be the opposite. Yeah. Somebody who's comedic. Somebody who might break her out of that, make her laugh. That's what she finds sexy. Why? Because now you're operating from a standpoint of being masculine and feminine. You're able to tap into her, make her laugh. You don't have to be overly aggressive and, ugh. You could just be like, damn, I make her laugh. And she loves that. You know what I'm saying? Thumb it up if you're in this motherfucker. Come on there.
Now, let me ask you this. Mm-hmm. Is it possible, and if so, how, for, I know the answer, mm-hmm. for a male to start off in a beta and go full alpha? In his real alpha, like how do they do that? If that's the path that they want to go on to, how?
Okay, so what I was saying earlier, to the point of men, we start out blue pill anyway, so right. We start out beta anyway.
All of them, yeah.
And then at different degrees, you start to grasp red pill concepts until you really break away from the matrix, and it takes time. And even in those stages of being beta, you can still exude alpha qualities, but you're in those stages of being beta and blue pill and not understanding things yet. So as you get into the series of dating people, right? And sometimes it starts off when you're young, where certain seeds are planted, which is usually what happens, right? So there's things that starts off where you start to categorize things. If we think of just high school, right? Everybody been in school. Thumb it up, gang. If you go stat gang, thumb it up, we back. If you think of high school or just middle school or whatever, what was the hierarchy and degrees of understanding what quote unquote beta or alpha was? In high school, you had the cool kids, you had the nerds, you had the jocks, you had the cool motherfuckers on the band. Because then you got people who be like, man, band is whack. But then you have cool motherfuckers in band that other people who did band was like, oh, he's the alpha of the band. Wow, he's the drum major. Ooh, he's the one who got the solo here. Those are things that they look at as alpha. So everything is higher. You can see it in the hierarchy. Yeah. And so you start to look at these things in life when you're at these levels and stages in school to understand, is that beta? Is this masculine?
That's true. Because you know what? I started out as beta. I didn't start getting into alpha until around 11th grade. And you know how that happened? I started getting in my feminine because I was deep in my masculine because I was hanging around a whole bunch of masculine men. That didn't make me what that. I know what I'm trying to say. I'm giving myself confused.
Give it to him.
I didn't become more feminine until I developed certain traits about being a woman because I was hanging around a bunch of masculine ass men. But when I decided I want to be stronger than what I am because I felt it, that's when I started embracing my feminine. That's how I turned into an alpha, honestly, because I didn't start out alpha. Hell no. I was beta as hell.
They say it makes sense.
Yeah.
And see, that's what the concept is that people got to understand. Like I said, if y'all in this motherfucker, thumb it up, stop playing. We in this bitch. I wanted this for a minute. I think you touched on when first talking or attracting women is to show a sense of feminine energy helpful. So what I was about to say is this before the shit got cut off and I was so rudely interrupted, you feel me? Is that there's this dynamic that you got to understand how it works for a woman for real. And I'm talking about occult level shit. So this shit is going to fuck y'all up. But you got to understand how powerful this shit is. Understand that everything in this universe is feminine. The feminine runs this shit. Now think about this concept for a minute, because I want y'all to start to see what I mean. Why masculine and feminine are two polarities that exist in this dimension, whether you understand it or not. If you take women who are considered lesbians, or they want to swing that way, right? What happens when you see a couple who's lesbian? Somebody's going to operate the masculine, somebody's going to operate the feminine.
Always.
Because these dynamics is what exists within sexual unions and relationships. Will women reject other guys even if they're alpha? We'll talk about that in a minute. What happens is when there's two dynamics of masculine and feminine, when the woman is even with another woman and they're in a sexual relationship, somebody's going to operate the alpha. Somebody's going to operate the masculine, right? Now, think about this. You can usually see it if you see a dynamic of who's more masculine out of the two women. You might see a bitch look like goddamn Manny Fresh. You might see a bitch look like Boosie. And then you might see one who look like goddamn...
I gotta plug my phone up for it, die.
And then you might see one that looks like who? Keisha Cole or Rihanna. And then you like, she's the feminine one. That's the masculine one. But guess what? They're both female. So understand this concept. Hey man, 61 motherfuckers in here, thumb it up, man. Thumb that shit up, man. A nigga ran it back for you, thumb it up, because we giving you game. Thumb that shit up. Don't be no squirtle gang nigga, man. Do not be squirtle gang niggas, man. Thumb it up, man. You feel me? Thumb it up. I see 27, 28. Let's get it going. Let's see 28. Let's see where we at. Let's see if we can get 29. Let's see if we can get 30. Okay, we got 30. Okay, let's see if we can get 35. Let's see if we get 35 this motherfucker. Don't be no goddamn square, man. Because we giving y'all game. You know if I'm a real one, I'm going to tell you. Straight up, I fuck with you. Yeah, so let's get it. You know what I'm saying? They say thick. Yes. You feel me? Thumb it up, man. 65 motherfuckers in here, only 33 people. Man, I see y'all. I'm looking at y'all. Yeah, we can see y'all, man. If you know you ain't got them, click your thumb on that motherfucker, got them do it. Because I know already how I work on my shit. It be motherfuckers in here hating. It be motherfuckers got them just lurking and looking. Hit the motherfucking shit. Because I know how I go. Fuck with me if you fuck with me. It's still 33 thumbs in this motherfucker. 36 now. Okay, let's keep it going. Salute the poker face for the super chat. Much love, my homie. Appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? That's for real.
Hopefully my phone won't cut off. So.
Hey, fully loaded. I'm with you, my boy. Hey, you know I keep them care texts on me, boy. I keep all that shit on me.
So, oh shit.
I keep all that on me. So you know I'm with you.
So okay, back to what we was talking about before. How can a beta, well, I already figured out for myself, but how can a beta male be like, you know what? I'm tired of this. I'm ready to be the leader of my own life. Because I feel like that's really what it is. You take charge of your life instead of getting pushed around by everybody else. So how can they do that spiritually and physically? Like how?
The first thing that you got to do is realize the nature of a woman for real. I feel like there's no transition from really being true beta to alpha if you cannot understand the nature of a woman. And I'm talking about the red pill nature. Now, I don't want to go too deep into is there real red pill betas and real red pill alphas. I don't want to do all that, but I want to say, what I want to do say is that once you understand the nature of a woman for real, and then you realize your purpose, those things right there has nothing to do with the woman in the sense that you think it does. It has everything to do with you and your purpose. Because what does that mean? If your purpose is not more important than anything that you do in your life, then you're beta. Because the opposite gender, which is a female, can distract you at any given time and break you so far down that you become a liability to yourself. And personally, that's what I think is creating the difference between understanding a beta and an alpha. Is, are you a liability to yourself because you are a slave to your body and to your sexual organs?
You're a slave to your body and your sexual organs.
You feel me?
Wait a minute. You ain't got no control, so that puts you in a beta frame. That puts you in more of a wow. Okay. All right.
Now,
how they get up out that though?
They get up out there by establishing their purpose. See, what happens is this: when you start to establish your purpose, it's like a trickle down effect. When you truly know your purpose. Now, keep in mind, I want this to be very understood by motherfuckers. You got a lot of people who don't understand this shit. Niggas think purpose just means staying busy. Staying busy and being productive are two different things. Not only just being productive, but being productive for a spiritual reason. Whether it looks like it's just spiritual, but think about it this way. You making sure that you live your best life, writing that book, doing something that also going to help benefit other people. That's your purpose. You find out your purpose when you realize that whatever you decide to do is going to be beneficial to other people because that's sacrificial. You are a human being here to sacrifice and leave yourself here. So you have to build something because we're men. We're builders. That's alpha shit. You have to build something to do what? Contribute to the collective. This is the world we live in. This is why men are the builders. This is why men are the protectors of the feminine. That's masculine energy. You build and you protect. And if you can't do that, then you are what? You are definitely on the beta side of things, nigga. Hey, look, man. Hey, you can't come with us to go hunting, nigga. Go ahead and pick strawberries with the ladies, baby. Go ahead and got the, you know what I mean? Build a wicker basket, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? And if anything happens, and then these motherfucking warriors that we got on the front line cannot make it back, then at least you, being a male, at least try to throw a rock at these motherfucking bitch ass niggas, something.
You know what? I have a question because I've seen this happen, unfortunately.
Thumb this shit up.
How does it happen? I don't know this. I really don't know the answer to this question, but I think I know, but I don't know. How does it happen when a man is in his alpha and then all of a sudden he turns beta?
Now, this is the thing.
What happens there? Is that because of a woman's drained him or what?
Now, this is the thing.
Yeah.
I feel like I want to say it this way so people can understand it and not get it twisted. Once you get to a space of being alpha, you either stay going up to being alpha or you stay in the knuckle dragging stage of alpha. So you're either going to be spiritual alpha or you're going to be regular alpha. Beta is beta. But you can go from beta to alpha, but going from alpha to beta, but they caught red pill, purple pill type of shit. So it's kind of like you're, hey, I'm fluctuating between both.
I feel that. So is it almost like a lost
Somebody
alpha?
say he fall in a sunken place.
Like, yeah, is it almost like a lost alpha? Like I don't, you know what? I don't know what my
Sigma,
purpose
beta
is,
shit,
alpha. I don't know what I'm doing, alpha.
See, that's my
I'm
thing.
lost,
A motherfucker
alpha.
ain't never gonna be alpha if you do not have a purpose that will. See, this is the thing about men. When we use terms like all I got is my balls and my words, or you hear terms of nigga, I die for this shit. That's alpha. Because you got to be willing to die for what you live for. Which means that every day you wake up, if you're not dedicating that to your purpose, then you are not alpha because you're not willing to die about it. You're not willing to die for it. That means you're not willing to kill a part of yourself if that means leaving a chick that you love and you wish can go with you. If you're not willing to kill and chop off part of that arm, you're not alpha because your purpose means more to you than anything. And that is only going to be true if you are spiritually able to realize that your purpose is you. Your identity is tied to your purpose. So when you got people who saying, I don't know who I am, what I'm here to do, you do not know your purpose. And so you are not living, you are existing. And so if you're not willing to die, die, then you are not even existing. You're just cannon fodder for the matrix.
And I feel like also, correct me if I'm wrong, when alphas or just men in general go lost, that's the reason why they end up having all these women in their bedroom, because it's like they fulfilling something. They fulfilling something that is a gaping hole. But to me, it only makes it bigger because you really not on your grind. Because honestly, a man that's really on his grind and on his purpose, he don't have time for a lot of women. Like, it might sound bad, but this is true. Through my stages of having intercourse with men, the best sex actually came from the most broken men.
Of course. And now, it's the same way with the women. It's the same way with women. This is why they say the craziest bitches got the best sex, or all that type of shit, right? Because what it is that you're not able to establish a connection of intimacy, and what you get is so heightened because all you can get, that's the closest you can get to them is the sex. You cannot get that part of them that you want, that intimacy that you wish that was that mutual exchange. And so it is, unfortunately, that's the best part of crazy shit dealing with motherfuckers like that, is that you think you having that intimacy, you got some level, but it's the dysfunction that you never get to get past a barrier. And so the sex is the best thing. So it's kind of like it's kind of like if you're locked up in jail and you wish you could have sex, and I know this feeling, being locked up type of shit. Anybody been locked up understand? Yeah, you want to fuck some pussy, but boy, if you can just get on the phone with somebody who got a sexy ass voice and somebody you can emotionally connect to, that means more than anything right then and there. And you'll be like, boy, I ain't never thought I'd be to the point where I'm dealing with phone sex. I thought I'd never do phone sex because you had the availability of Pornhub or pussy. When you don't have that now, you maximize what you have or what you can work with, and then that becomes that. So when it deals with people who are broken or somebody who is emotionally unavailable or they have this dysfunction that you can't get past that barrier, but the sex is all they can give you and the sex is good enough because that's all you'll take from them because you like them, and you fuck with them on that level, it becomes even more maximized and it becomes even better because it's amplified now. Damn, that sex is even better because that's all I can get from this person.
Brett, I see your comment. You said 1,000%. My guy past 5 minutes for me. Over BS. I'm in my purpose and moving from the beta to the alpha. I didn't travel where I'm shooting phones to my business right now. Yeah, that's true. Like, I mean, honestly, I understand sex is a beautiful and wonderful thing, but honestly, it's holding y'all men back from living y'all best life. All the way around. Women can be your complete downfall, especially if you're dealing with the wrong ones. It's vamping your energy. And I mean, I know a lot of y'all might be new to my channel, but we go actually in depth on my Patreon page, which is Sexology 101. We talk more about this because, you know, YouTube like to cut things off and stuff, and he's going to create his own Patreon. But basically, there is a difference. For y'all that don't think there's a difference, there is a difference. You know who the leader is in your life. Pretty much to me, if you're in beta form, you let everybody else control you and do whatever you need to do. When you're in your alpha form, you control everything in your life. Nobody tells you what the fuck to do. Nobody tells you who you are. That's just what it is. And at the end of the day, women want the alphas. They want the power. They don't want to be with somebody that's just going to make them feel like they have to be the dominant one all the time. Because naturally, women are not supposed to be aggressive all the time. That's not in our nature. That's not encoded in us. We will if we have to be. But do we want to be? No. Absolutely not.
Now, somebody asked, what's your channel? So you give them that. So people who are on my page, who are on my channel, her channel is Arabella's Ruby.
Arabella Ruby, and his is God King TV. So yeah.
Yeah, and y'all, while y'all let it, follow her on IG. Yeah. Same handle, yeah.
I feel like that's all we need to say today, man.
We gave y'all 2 on the day, man. We hit y'all with.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot.
The last thing I'll say is this. Somebody asked the King Show. I'll ask you a question, then we'll be out. The King Show podcast said, how do we find our purpose? I've been working on this project, been passionate about it for a few days. How do I know it's aligned with my purpose? So now I'm going to say this. Could you spell your channel out, the name out? Mine is, well, you're on mine, so mine's got King
I'll
first.
type mine in.
Here
you go. Go ahead.
So what I always try to do with my clients is I let them know this. In order to understand and find your purpose, it's not going to be, I'm not even going to say it's not going to be an overnight thing, because it could be for you if you already been kind of walking on this purpose and didn't even know it. But what you want to understand is this. Ask yourself this. What would you do every day if you never got paid for it? What would you love to do every day if you never got paid for it? Now, understand this. Take your time to think about it. Group all these things up, whatever come to your mind. Now, ask yourself, are you doing these things right now, whether you ever got paid for it or not? And then you ask yourself what? You ask yourself this also. How can I do this every day if I never got paid for it right now? And I know that it's bigger than me and that can benefit other people. What you'll realize is that whatever it is that you decide to put in that box of what you come to mind, those are the seeds. That's not the tree yet that bears the fruit. But guess what? Those are the seeds. So that means that's the blueprint. And that means that once you start developing those and cultivating those and germinating those, I'm using all these planter terms for those who know nigga grow that. Yeah. So once you utilize that, then it starts to grow, and then it will start to bear fruit. And when it starts to bear fruit, you will know. And you will know because you will do this whether you got paid for it or not. Very important to understand this, because this is what life is anyway, nigga. You get paid for it by being the conduit from the spiritual realm to the physical realm to create something that benefits and advances life or helps contribute to life, because you take from life. There's this ebb and flow that happens, and you got to contribute to it. So what does you see when you see a tree? You see a tree that goes through many stages. It produces fruit, and then it goes through its vegging process again. Then it goes through its harvesting process again. Then it dies and it comes back, and it does this. This is life, and you got to contribute to that. And so you got to know what your purpose is.
And also,
simple as that.
And also, here's the thing from my point of view. What I've learned recently is that following your purpose, you might not know what it is at all. But when you do know, it's going to scream at you. It's going to be something that haunts you in your dreams, even when you're awake. You're going to know that everything you've done in your life is contributing to what you're doing for your purpose. Your purpose can change over time, so don't think you're just stuck in your purpose. One of my purposes right now is to help men. I just know it. I just know it with everything in me. My purpose is to help men free themselves from dark places in their life, to bring them into light and to bring them back into dark and to bring their ass back into light again. And a lot of what I've done and said over the past year, I did not want to do. I did not want to do a lot of this shit. I did not want to say a lot of things that I have said. But guess what? It's part of my purpose. And if you're not going towards your purpose, you're one step closer to death. Honestly. And trust me, you can feel it. You can feel when you're at a job and you're not supposed to be there. You can feel when you're messing with a female and you're not supposed to. You can feel all these little things, but people ignore them, especially men, because they think, oh no, because society has told you this is what you're supposed to do. No, you feel it in your heart what is going toward your purpose, and you might not like it. Because I tell you right now, I do not like the shit I'm doing right now, but I know goddamn well I'm supposed to be doing it. This is the reason why this is happening right now. I never saw this shit happening, never. But I know this is part of my purpose, and that's why we're here.
For sure. That's big time shit that we talking, man. Hey, man, we gave it to y'all. We giving y'all sauce, man. That gold sack drip, baby. That gold sack gang shit, man. Thumb it up if you ain't thumb this shit up before we get out of this motherfucker, so we get all the motherfucking likes and thumbs up, so that shit can fuck with the algorithms the right way. Because you're going to have some bitch ass peon motherfucking goddamn squirter gang niggas not wanting to thumb it up, man. Thumb that shit up, man.
Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Listen, we are going to go deeper into my Patreon sexology group. If you're interested, go to patreon.com, sexology 101. You're going to see my pretty little face right there. You won't see red in the back, real alpha type shit.
You feel me?
And he's gonna be there.
He's
officially my co-host on YouTube and on Patreon. But we're gonna go way deeper and way more uncensored on Patreon. So I suggest you go there if you're really looking for this knowledge. All right.
And I'm about to have the Patreon soon. Gold Sack Gang. We about to work on that this weekend. Merch coming, all that shit. So we about to get to it. Everybody want to know what the intro song is. The intro song is on my page, and this is why I tell y'all all the time. If you fuck with me, then guess what you're going to do? You're going to look at all the videos anyway, and you'll see it in there. If you fuck with me, you're going to take the time to go down the nigga goddamn list of content. I don't never give y'all no bullshit. I don't never give y'all no fluff. It's always real. So go down the motherfucking list, and you'll see it. And I got more motherfucking music coming. And I might give y'all a new intro song. We might do a poll, guys, so I'll do that too. Do y'all want me to do a different intro for different types of content? I think that's where I'm going to go. I got different types of content I'll do that I'll drop a different intro for. But we'll get to that. If you ain't following us on IG, follow us or whatever. But follow me on IG, God King TV on YouTube, PTAHRBG on Instagram.
Yeah, and my Instagram is Arabella S. Ruby altogether. I have over 1 million followers, so follow me. And if you actually go to his page, you'll see me tagged in a couple of his stuff, so it's not hard to find me. Don't follow them fake ass pages. They got my pictures, because there's a lot of them hoes out there. Alright. But yeah, y'all have a great rest of the evening. Glad you tuned in. Go join the Patreon. Support the channel by subscribing and liking. Do that, okay? And we out.
Gang shit. You already know.
Peace.